Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Menachem Creditor. It's my honor to serve as scholar in residence and rabbi for UJA Federation of New York. We bring you Torah and music, blessing, and community every weekday. We've been doing so since March 18th, 2020. Today is Wednesday, April 17th, 2024. That is 4 years and almost a month since we began this broadcast. It's broadcast 1037. It is day 194 since October 7th. We find each other no matter what. Hi, Penny. We learn from each other. Linda and Debbie, Barbara and Peter, Rose, Jonathan and Anya. Good morning, friends. It's good to see all of you. Hi, Rosa. Let's see who else is joining us. Jacqueline, good to see you. Deborah, thank you for letting us know that your friend Peter, who's undergoing 2 days of extensive back surgery, could use our love and care and wishes for health. Sending you strength as his friend, too. Julianne and Barry, Judy, good to see you. Hi, Michelle. Ron, good to learn with you last night. Good to see you here now. Natalia and Arlene, Amy and Siona, Natalie and Lydia, good morning. Ashley and Debbie, hi. Jerry, Roberta, and Ron, good morning, good morning. Hi, Linda. Hi, Marcia. Wow, there's a lot of wonderful souls joining us pretty quickly. Dale and Catherine, Marcia and Susan, good morning. Hi, my love. Everybody, give some love to Neshama. It's good to see you. I mean, you're right there, but it's nice to see you here too. Adrian, hi. Debbie, Shari, good morning. Nancy, hi. Minna and Adrian, good morning. We'll say hi to a few more people and then we're going to get started. Deborah and Carl, Helen, good morning, everyone. All right. Oh, Siona, your husband's medical procedure went well yesterday. Thank God. Thank God. All right, Amy, mazel tov on being able to babysit for your littles. Hi, Chana, nice to see you. All right, friends, let's take a breath, sing a blessing, learn some Torah. Good morning, everyone. Carl, it is your father's 94th birthday. Let's dedicate today's Torah to his birthday and to a son who celebrates his father. That's beautiful. Blair, good to see you too. I miss you, my friend. All right, there's a lot to talk about, including Rabbi Cantor Risa's Passover baking having begun. I'm assuming she's not alone in our community. Let's start with one additional blessing because my wife made me coffee and I'm really excited to have it while it's hot. So share with me, first of all, in gratitude, for some gratitude. And here's the bracha that you say when you're about to drink something. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'akol niyeh bidvaro. Okay. Now I'm ready. Here's what I want to do. We've been talking about the Haggadah this week. We're going to continue talking about the Haggadah. But I want to ground us in the reality that we are in right now, because last night 13 people were hurt, in critical condition. A drone sent by Hezbollah hit a community center, a matnas in northern Israel, in the Arab community Al Aramshe. And Hezbollah said that this was in retaliation for other actions, and obviously a cycle of violence doesn't lead to peace. And I want to pray for the 4 people who are critically wounded. I really do. And ask you in joining with me, praying that they recover fully, and that a cycle of violence does not spin out of control, especially when delicate negotiations around hostage negotiations are happening. It is day 194 since October 7th, and as Fran just wrote, it is unacceptable. And I know my lane, I know my expertise, I know what I know, and I know what I don't know. But it's unfathomable that we're going to go into Pesach with our family incomplete, that we're going to celebrate freedom when not all of us are free. And so there is a lot to do. There is a lot to do. And Pesach is going to give us the strength to do it. The gift of ritual, as I've said many times, and certainly a few times this week, the gift of ritual is to hold us steady in a shaky world. And the world is shaky. It is shaky. When you look at the Haggadah, one of the gifts, and I mean this as a gift even though it sounds like not such a gift, is that it contains so much pain. We talked about this yesterday, but I want to expand the point a little bit. That the way the Seder is designed, it actually gives us guidance how to start with our story and making sure that we start with the beginning of our story. We do not start with the birth of Moses, which is already the hint of redemption. We begin with Arami Oved Avi. My father was a wandering Aramean. And that could either be talking about Avraham, who came from Aram Naharaim, or it can be talking about Yaakov, who also went back and then came from Aram Naharaim after meeting creating family with his wives. Different, complicated story. Now, the way that the story begins is clearly not the way the story ends. The whole guidance of the Passover Seder is that it starts down here and it goes up here, right to left, left to right, depending on which way Facebook mirrors my camera. But it starts in a place of degradation. Avadim hayinu. We were slaves. We were enslaved. And then God saved us. And that's actually the whole story. What an incredible thing it is. And Rosa just said it in simple phrase. It allows us to put our pain into words. Because I can't actually express all of what's going on. I can barely look at the headlines. And I am intentionally, once again, keeping the headlines right in front of me. It's literally on the other screen to my side. But I want to look at one of the strange parts of the Seder. Right in the middle of the Magid section, the heart of the Seder, the telling of the story, we have a song. And, you know, it's a fun song. I grew up singing this, hearing funny noises, right? Dayenu. And from the side, my uncle would always say, Enu! Like we had these funny traditions associated with it. And it was like a tongue twister. Ilu hotzi anu mi mitzrayim. And the power of this is that we sing it. But have you ever really looked at what the words say? Ilu hotzi anu mi mitzrayim dayenu. If you had only taken us out of Egypt, God, and not crossed the sea, dayenu, that would have been enough. And then it goes on. If you'd only taken us through the sea, but not given us the manna, dayenu, how grateful we would have been. If you'd only given us the manna and not the Torah, dayenu. If you had only given us the Torah, not Shabbat, dayenu. If you'd only taken us out and done all those things, but not brought us to the land of Israel, dayenu. Think for a second, friends. The central mitzvah, the tradition of the Haggadah itself is Lirot et atzmo ki'iluhu yatsa mitzrayim, to see yourself as if you left Egypt yourself. If we had been those who left Egypt ourselves, if we had stood at the edge of the Red Sea, would we have sung, if you only took us out of Egypt and left us here, Dayenu, that would have been enough? Of course not, because we weren't just standing at the edge of the sea, we were standing at the edge of the sea with Pharaoh and his chariots and his horsemen about to pounce on us. Dayenu? Enough? And Judy, it's an interesting question. Sometimes words look similar. Dayenu means it would have been enough, not Dayan Shalanu, our judge. I understand that it sounds similar, but no, it means we are grateful. It would have sufficed. But I want to tell you, friends, if you had crossed through out of Egypt and made it to the sea with the Egyptian army, another word for that in modern parlance is an army of terrorists chasing us, and we don't know what's going to happen next. If we're in the story, we don't know that the sea will split. We don't know. You and I might have images in mind because we know the story, because we've seen movies that try to depict it. We've no idea. And in fact, if you were really standing there, friends, if you were really standing there, do you think you would have seen the sea split the way in the Ten Commandments or the Prince of Egypt or other depictions, the way it's shown? It's not that Moses hit the water with a staff and the water split and exploded into walls. It's not like he held the staff over the water and it immediately did that. The text in the Torah says that he held his rod over the waters and a wind blew in from the east all night until land was revealed between the waters. Think about patience, and that's not even the right word, anxiety, not knowing what's next. Dayenu? Would you sing Dayenu? We can sing it now, as the descendants who've only made it here because of the story that our ancestors and their ancestors lived through. You and I are blessed, even in this complicated moment, to have what we have right now. As Rabbi Cantorisa just wrote, I'm just going to read what you wrote, my friend. Is not this song supposed to teach us gratefulness? This year, the question is, what are we to be grateful for with history repeating itself, but in a different way? Yes, my friend. Yes, precisely. The gratitude that we feel today reminds us that we are not there, which is a tension because we're supposed to imagine that we are there. What would life be like if our ancestors had only received one line of that very long song? So I want to share that the reason why the state of Israel matters so much to the Jewish people, why kol od balevav penima nefesh Yehudi homia, while still, as long as there beats a Jewish heart, it yearns for the East, it yearns for home. Why? Because Zionism was the birth of a response to Dayenu. Dayenu, for all of its cultivating of gratitude. Thank God for that. Thank God. Dayenu is the posture of a people in diaspora. If all we get is this, Dayenu, Zionism said, enough of that. Zionism said, we're not going to live like a Dayenu people until we have a Dayenu world. We are not going to wait for one incremental, miraculous thing that we cannot predict nor count on in order to state that we have enough. We will have enough when we have a home. We will have enough when we can protect ourselves and raise our children in a place that they can identify as whole and centered and present and loved and dignified and respected and worthy. And the definition so often in Jewish history has not been that for the Jews. No matter how we have succeeded as a people in our different moments and places and times, Alfred Dreyfus was a celebrated general in the French army and was accused of treason because he was a Jew. Jews in Germany had become incredibly ensconced in culture and academics and the arts and government. In Yemen, in Morocco, you name a place where there has been a Jewish diaspora, we have been present and contributing members of society. And we will continue to do so. America is a fascinating, as if I'm not trembling as I say it, part of this conversation. The fragility of democracy in the United States right now tells us that the story's not done. Would I say if we'd only gotten to this point and no further, Dayenu? Of course not. You know why I feel the right to say such a thing? Because I was born into a world where Zionism accomplished the beginning of its dream. In 1967, people were using the language, this is dark, friends, what I'm about to say. People were using the language of a second Holocaust for fear that when the Arab neighbors of the State of Israel attacked, it would be the end, not only of the State of Israel, but of the Jews. Why do I bring this up? Because after 1967 and the miraculous victory of Israel, and read the history, fragility, there too, there was a different notion of Jewishness around the world because not only did we succeed, but we triumphed. Jews started wearing a kippah in public. It's a measured thing that pre 1967, many Jews did not wear kippah, not at work. They put it on when they went to shul, perhaps when they got home to eat. But wearing a kippah publicly, a chai necklace, a Magen David, and now this. In 1967, everything changed. Everything changed. I was born into a world that presumed that Jews could be okay. And I owe that to my ancestors. We owe that to our ancestors who fought for Jewish dignity and who did not say Dayenu when things were not enough. And we are in a moment that is not a Dayenu moment. This is not enough. We are blessed to be where we are, and we should have gratitude because here we are able to use technology, able to leverage all the good, the means, the money, the time, the influence, the bodies we have to do good in the world and on behalf of our people. We are blessed, as Rosa just said, to light candles during the worst of darkness. We are blessed that Pesach is coming. I am ready, even though I'm not ready. But I'm ready because Pesach tells me to be ready. It tells me to remember my history. And Pesach, post-1948, post-1967, I was born into a world where the language of Pesach is essential to remember, but has moved much further than the authors of Dayenu could have ever imagined. If only you had brought us to a place, if only you had brought us to a place where some of our dreams were fulfilled, that would have been enough? No. No, we don't say that today. I'm going to say that again because we got interrupted for a second. If only you'd brought us to a place where some of our dreams were fulfilled, that would be enough. No, it wouldn't. No, I want it all. We want it all. We want everything for our children. We want everything for their children. We want safety. We want peace. We demand strength. We demand dignity. We demand the return of our family. We demand justice. Jews could not speak like this before the birth of the Third Jewish Commonwealth. We could not sound like this. We could be defiant, but we were praying for something that was not yet realized. The sea had not split, and it took a wind from God blowing all night to split the sea. What will it take to bring about the world our children deserve? A place where no one worries about the sanctity of their home. No one. Where my neighbors, by which I mean the Palestinian people, who have a right to dignity too, see the building up of their society and their homes and their children's lives as more of a priority than dislodging mine. What will it take? Whatever it takes, friends. Whatever it takes. And as Fran just wrote, we have to use what we've got with moral clarity and responsibility. But we have to use what we've got to build the world into a place where there are no more lines of Dayenu that sound like meager advances in time. Our people deserve better than that. Every person deserves better than that. We have often been better at championing other people in their fragile moments than we have been facing our own. Well, now we are going to make sure that the song Dayenu is a way of learning our history. No more lines of gratitude for almost enough. It's going to take a wind that blows all night. It's going to take the rest of our lifetime and our children's. But that's what it is to learn the lessons of the Haggadah. We will sing Dayenu. I'm going to enjoy it with my family. I promise. I hope you will too. It's enchanting. It's a tongue twister. It's fun. It's at the end of the Seder. So do the whole Seder even after the meal. But you and I are blessed to have a ritual that reminds us to do this stuff, to learn our history, sometimes to respond to it. What a gift it is, friends, to be alive as a Jew today. I am grateful for all the sacrifices my ancestors made so that I could be right here, right now, learning Torah with you, praying and working and laboring and mobilizing and motivating our people to build an even more bright future for generations to come. We came home, and we're going to fight for it. With gratitude, with morality, with kindness and love and justice and determination to make sure that Am Yisrael Chai is not only a beautiful song, it is an oath that our children hear us make yet again. So I raise a glass. It's not exactly the 4 cups, but it'll do. L'chaim, friends. We've got work to do. So let's get ready. Let's pray the way we've prayed for 194 days. An unfathomable prayer. An insane prayer. Why should it be needed? But we know enough of our history to know that sometimes these prayers have been needed. May these prayers not be needed by anyone. Not by us. Not by any other. May everyone's home be seen as safe. May it be safe. So, my heart to yours, friends. My heart to yours. Let's send our hearts east. And if you've been worrying about Pesach, is there going to be a Pesach? I want to make you a promise. No matter how we feel, there's a Pesach, and it's stronger than we might feel some of these days. So lean into it. Come together. Sing our songs. Lean to the left. Know that you're free. And with that freedom, do something holy. Build our world. Kol hod balevav pnima nefesh Yehudi homia ulefatei mizrach kadima ayin letzion Sophia od lo avda tikvateinu hatikva bat shnot alpayim להיות עם חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון וירושלים להיות עם חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון וירושלים. Bring them home now. Am Yisrael Chai. See you tomorrow, friends. Take care.